Hello, hello, hello to all my mashers, grapplers, set play psychopaths, Wi-Fi warriors, O2ers, TOs with BO, everybody else in the entire FGC scope and spectrum. It's your boy Griff Games, Games.png, back with another episode of the Fighting Game Follies. Some things might have changed, this is second monitor content, as always, but we, have some gameplay playing in the background. It's not going to be anything crazy. Maybe it's like some Sagat stuff, who knows. I don't really know. I'm, going to worry about that post recording, even though I know, first off, this recording is super late, but for the purposes of this, since it's right off the heels of EVO weekend, we're just gonna assume this is like a day after EVO, right? I mean, it's still relatively close, it's within a week span. I think that's close enough to still be able to make a video about it and have it be relevant, mostly because of the fact that I didn't actually get back home to my recording setup and everything until Tuesday, and then I was super gassed out from it because I also had to work on top of that. But that's besides the point. We're here talking about EVO 2025. Really good EVO, good EVO, great EVO, one of the greatest EVOs. It's a very good EVO. I just want to come on here, talk about it, talk about my experiences, what I liked, what I didn't like, which frankly isn't really all that much because it was a damn good EVO. And yeah, if you want to just sit back, enjoy, listen to me ramble and talk about it and my experiences, and be sure to subscribe, leave a like. It really means a lot. It shows that you really enjoy the content. Throw that out the way. Let's actually get into it. Starting with, the actual, I guess, flight. Let's go from when I got out there to when I, actually leave, I guess. So I get out there that Wednesday morning, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I get out there that Wednesday morning. Thankfully, I have family and other people that I stay with and I wanted to chill out with. So I'm alright, cool. I have some time to kill. I got out there Wednesday morning. I'm alright, let's chill out for the time being. Let's figure out what my game plan is gonna be. And then let's get everything situated, right? I'm out there Wednesday, chilling, vibing, whatever. I'm there chilling with family. I'm eating, drinking. We're cool, right? Nothing really crazy happens, of course, because it's the middle of the week. Nothing crazy is going to happen. It's a weekend event. So Thursday rolls around. Thursday, I'm up, I'm bright, I'm early, I'm ready to get this, I'm ready to hit the ground running. Go out, chill with some family, a bunch more, go over to the actual convention center. If you didn't know, EVO this year, instead of being held at the Mandalay Bay like how it normally was held, it was held at the Las Vegas Convention Center. And how the convention center, how the convention center is split up is it has multiple different halls. And EVO was held at the North Hall, but the GPS that Google Maps I had on, I thought it was going to be in the West Hall. And from how the way that people were moving from badge pickups and everything, and a bunch of stragglers were coming out from the North Hall, and then we're walking in the direction of the West Hall. So I'm alright, cool, it's probably in the West Hall. Now, if you weren't there this year, or just don't know the area or anything, how the convention center goes is all the way at the end is the West Hall, and then from the West Hall, you do a fair bit of walking, it's the South Hall, and then from the South Hall, there's a street that you go across that has a big bridge over pass to it that connects the three buildings, and then you go across the street, and then boom, there's the North Hall, and that's the hall that EVO was being held in, and that's the hall that all of the badge pickups and everything was in. So I get dropped off at the West Hall, and I'm alright, cool, let's go figure out where this badge pickup is. I had no idea where badge pickup was. I just knew that it was in the convention center. I didn't do any prior research to go check, see where it was. So I'm alright, cool, I'm gonna get there, I'm gonna figure it out, and then go from there. And for me to try and find where badge pickup was, I asked two guys. They're yeah, where's badge pickup? They're yo, follow this wall all around, and then you'll eventually see it. I'm alright, cool. My dumbass interprets that as taking an entire loop around the West Hall building. Immediately I dropped down, I asked two people, I'm alright, cool, where's badge pickup? Alright, and then I interpret that as taking an entire loop around the building just to find it. And mind you, this is Las Vegas heat, right? Like, Las Vegas heat is dry, and it's like 102 degrees. And since my plan, like, also to give some context, my plan was to get to my hotel room. So I chill out with family Wednesday. I chill in my hotel room from Thursday all the way up until Monday, right? Because that's when I leave. So I have like all of my luggage and everything with me. I'm carrying like a bag with all of my like equipment and whatnot, and like my luggage. So I'm just walking around with like all of this junk with me, and I'm like, all right, cool. Let's get this lap around this building going. In Las Vegas heat, it's like 102 to about like 105 degrees. I don't got no water. I'm dying. So I hit this lap. I pass a bunch of people. Everybody's looking at me crazy. I'm like, bro, I'm just trying to get my badge. I asked like 4 different staff people where badge pickup was. None of them knew where it was. So I'm like, all right, cool. It finally took me until like going with one other like person like that was coming back from badge pickup. They're like, yo, go all the way down here, like hit this left, and just go up to the North Hall. That's where badge pickup is. And I'm like, all right, sweet, thank you, bro, I appreciate it. But before that, like before I found that guy, I went to go because I'm dying. It's Las Vegas heat. I'm dying. There's a food truck that's like right outside. I'm like, all right, cool. Let's try and refuel, re-energize, and then like let's get back to walking. Cause I was walking for at least a solid like 30 to 45 minutes, just trying to like doing the lap around the building. And so I'm dying. I asked dude, I'm like, yo, you got any water? Like I'm dying of thirst right now. And he's like, I'm gonna be so real, twin. We ain't got no water. We got Sprite though. And I'm like, we're in Las Vegas heat, 102 degrees, 102 degrees Fahrenheit. You have no water in your compartments at all. He's like, hey man, all I got is this Sprite. He did compliment my nails though, which is cool. So I guess like there's the takeaway from it. Someone noticed like the checkered navy blue and black pattern that I was trying to do for the event. I wanted to do something a tiny bit more themed, but because I was leaving so late for my plane to get over into Vegas and I wanted to redo my nails beforehand, I like just haphazardly threw on a coat to try and like spice it up and do something different. So it looked very bad, but hey, somebody complimented it, so shout out to bro. Get the Sprite, I get to walking. I'm like, all right, cool. Let's hit the ground running, I guess. Going, I do more walking. It's like a good, like, I want to say like 5-10 minute walk, just from that West Center Hall all the way over to like the North Center Hall. Finally get there. It's cool. It's nice. It's refreshing. Finally get to badge pickup. We're chilling. I finally go get my badge after waiting for like super long, and then we're here, right? We're up. So how things normally go, right? Day zeros. Your day zeros are always going to be for badge pickup and then just chilling out with people that are there after badge pickup. And that's also partly one of the main reasons why I decided to bring all of my stuff too, because I had my Steam Deck and obviously all of my luggage. I had my Steam Deck and everything with me, so I'm like, all right, sweet. Now that we have all of this rolling, we get to experience day zero, because in 2023, the EVO that I went to, I only went for day 1, and then I did my badge pickup there, which was really stupid. So, you know, I learned my lesson. I get there, we're chilling. It's all in like this cafeteria-esque area. I should like probably have like a video or something up playing from this maybe. But we get in there, we go to badge pickup, we're chilling. I'm chilling, you know, I'm like getting a tiny bit of practice in because I'm playing for both Street Fighter and City of the Wolves. I'm getting some practice in, I'm playing, you know, I'm chatting with a couple of people, and then these 2 guys come up. He's like, yo, we get a setup in. I'm like, yeah, sure, why not? So I'm playing, it's like a 3-man rotation right now. I'm playing, this other guy's playing, then this other dude's playing, this one Kimberly player who's really sick. I think his name's Hermit. He comes up, like, he's just demolishing the entire setup. Like, nobody can get a game off this guy. He's nasty with it. And then as we have our setup, there's also a group of Tekken guys that have their setup, and their Tekken setup is going crazy. Everybody's screaming, yelling. It's like some of the hypest stuff ever. Like, it was wild, yo. It was just really good energy, which I'm really surprised about, because Tekken also, from like what I've been hearing and from like what, I don't even want to say what I've experiencing, but just like what I've been hearing from like my own Tekken friends, is that it's still in like a not that like great space to be in terms of like gameplay and balancing wise. But hey, if people were yelling like how they're yelling just at like the Day Zero stuff, and if any of this stuff from you know, grand finals, or not even just grand finals, but like finals, you know, you would think that like Tekken is in probably one of the best spots it could possibly be in right now. So whatever, everybody's chilling, we're all having a great time, and then guess who comes up from badge pickup in tandem? Not one, not two, but we get both Rob TV and Brian F pull up to badge pickup. And then I'm also gonna like focus a tiny bit on this too, like all of the people that I saw. So like backtracking a tiny bit, like when I first got there, I get into the North Hall Center, and I'm like, all right, cool, let's go find badge pickup. I pass this guy, and he sounds like insanely familiar, and I'm like, yo, I know I've heard this dude before, but where? And then it dawns upon me that I'm like, yo, hold on, are you James Chen? It's like, yeah, you know, like, cause he was already having a conversation with another dude, and I wasn't trying to like interrupt or be rude or whatnot, because that's like the one thing that I like absolutely hate when it comes to like trying to get pictures or anything. So I'm like, oh, yo, you're James Chen. Is it cool if I get a picture real quick? I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. Like, yeah, nah, don't worry, man, you're good. So yeah, really cool guy. Shout out James, or excuse me, I don't want to like, you know, once again be rude. Shout out James Chen, really cool guy. I see him first, right? So I'm like, all right, cool, bet. That was really sick. Shout out James Chen, that's cool. You know, just shout out, because it's always nice seeing like established people in the space that you would one day wish to be established in yourself. Like my overall, like, just a goal of mine would, which is probably isn't going to happen anytime soon, but it would be really nice to go out to like an event or something and be like, oh, your games.png. I'm like, hey, yo, what's good, man? What's up? Like, just have a conversation, right? So you know, if you see me out in an event or anything or whatnot, don't hesitate to say hi. Don't hesitate to say what's up. You'd also hit me up on the socials too. You know, just be like, what's good? Like, what's good? So yeah, I meet James Chen first. I'm like, all right, cool, that's sweet. Go to badge pickup, go chilling, you know, all of that stuff. Tekken, Street Fighter, everybody's playing, yada yada yada. In tandem, Rob TV and Brian F pull up, and I'm like, yo, we can't be serious right now. If you don't know who these two are, if you don't know who anybody that I put like list in this video is, do your research, because the fact that I even saw James Chen there in the first place, which, like, granted, obviously, like, there are gonna be commentators and whatnot there, but seeing James Chen there, I was like, yo, oh, that's really sick. If you don't know, he is one of the in-game commentators for Street Fighter 6, on top of just also being like a very well-pronounced like commentator in the FGC space in general. So I'm like, yo, that's really cool. Shout out James Chen. I see Rob TV. Rob TV is the money man of the FGC as it stands right now. He's low-key, if I had to put like a face to not even like the commentating scene, I guess, like, I don't know, because Rob is in a very, I don't want to say weird, but in a very precarious spot, because he's not a commentator, but I guess announcer is the best way to like put it. Yeah, I guess I'll say announcer. Rob is like the face of like the announcers for Street Fighter 6 and just like, you know, the FGC in general. Like he is the hype man. He's there for every event. Rebel Kumite, EVO, obviously. Like what else? Not CEO, I'm pretty sure. He's just there for everything, and he's there for hype. Like you know Rob TV. If you know the hold up, his writing is this fire, that's Rob TV. Like, that's what I'm saying. know your history, because the fact that he was there like in the first place too, like obviously Rob is want to be there because like, you know, he's a big like fan of the FGC, but like still for any like normie that uses that meme, it's like, oh look, that's his writing's that fire guy. I'm like, yeah, yo, what's good, bro? Like, so yeah, that was cool. And then on top of that, having Brian F, like they both walk in like talking to each other. I'm like, yo, I'm dead. I'm sad because if you don't know me, I'm a big Brian F fan, and he's the whole reason why I like started playing both JP and Ed to begin with, because when Manon wasn't necessarily working out for me and I wasn't seeing the results that I wanted from her, I was like, yo, I want a character like that I could play. And I go and I'm watching Brian F's content, and you know, he also picks up JP like at around like this time, but obviously he's a lot more, and obviously this is like a year and change ago, or like 2 years at this point, excuse me. You know, he's playing JP, and I'm like, yo, I'm kind of seeing the sauce that this JP guy has. Maybe I should hop on this train. And also, you know, people were complaining about JP as well, so I'm like, I'll do it. But I didn't want to play JP on stick, so I'm like, let me just casually drop $300 for Razor Kitsune, because there's no way I'm playing this old man on stick. I'm playing him on a leverless, and you know, like I'm pretty sure I've already told the story before. That was my first leverless, and I got stolen. I was really bumped out. Brought a second one. Here we are. So yeah, Brian F is the whole reason why I started playing JP, and he's also partly the reason why I started playing Ed. Ending Walker as well. You know, like not Mimosi, I think Cousin Oko, one of the two. I like memories are kind of like or names are kind of failing me right now. So I'm like, all right, both of the guys that I really look up to and I really respect are here in the same spot, which, like, you know, granted, makes sense. So I'm just like hyped up, because I'm like, yo, Brian F, the whole reason why I started playing JP, he's like, oh yeah, you needed someone, sorry for bringing you to the dark side, you needed someone more, some more stars. I'm like, yes sir, you understand. And Rob TV was also really sick too. It was really funny because when somebody else went to go get a picture with him, and I was like, yo, if you want, I can take the picture with you. And he's like, oh, nah, I meant it to be like a solo thing. And Rob was like, nah, he meant like take the picture, bro. Like, what you talking about? Like, it was really funny. Cause I was like, yeah, dog, I meant like take the picture for you. I was not trying to encroach on your stuff. Don't worry, twin. So yeah. I'm like, I get a picture of Rob, get a picture of Brian, and I also got a picture of James too. So that was really sick. You know, we're off, we're chilling, we're doing our own thing. Rob bounces a tiny bit earlier, and then Brian's also there just like chilling. He doesn't like sit and play, like obviously, because you know you got to keep the secrets and whatnot, but like he's chilling around talking, everybody's talking with him. He's just if you don't know Rob and Brian, first off, Brian is tall. Like, I don't know how tall he is, but like dude is like an easy 6'2", and then Rob is like, I don't want to say Rob is short, but at the same time, like, I'm 5'10", so like I'm like decently sized too, and then Rob was like slightly taller, or not taller, Rob was like around my height, so I'd probably say he's around like 5'10" too. But then again, I'm also like in the pictures you'll see I'm like slightly like bent down, or I don't even want to say like bent down, but like I'm in a weird pose, and like my knees are kind of bent, so it's like kind of skewing the height. But like I would say we're around like same height. But like Brian is tall, like dude is straight looking over me, so I'm like, oh, okay, my fault. So it was just really funny to see the two of them walk in together. And that obviously no gripes to like Brian or Rob. It was just really funny because like Brian like 6'5", Rob like 5'10". You see these dudes walking into each other. It's like, or walking next to each other. It's like Brian is scouting over everybody, and then Rob is like, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like looking up to talk to. It was just really funny. So yeah, Rob bounces. Brian's there. We're chilling. We're playing some more Street Fighter. There's another dude that comes up earlier, but you know, that's just our. There's another guy that comes up for like our Street Fighter, I guess, like clique that we have going on, and we're all like playing and whatnot, and we're chilling. And as I'm looking around, because I'm getting ready to go and make a video, it should be the video that's playing right now. I'm looking around and I'm like, yo, why that dude look, is that Nitro NYC? And I'm like, yo, we can't be serious. Like, I get it. And like, dude was just sitting, he was chilling in a big group of people playing gear. And I'm like, yo, I gotta get a picture with Nitro. If you don't know Nitro, then you don't know the method. Nigga, you want the method? Like, I know you want the method, yo. So yeah, that was really cool. Seeing Nitro and like Nitro there as well. You know, last year's EVO champion for Yo's Year, that was really sick. Especially because like just last year's EVO in general, you know, it was very pro black positive because we had both Nitro, not Sonic Fox, it was somebody else, I think. But we had Nitro, and then we also had Punk win their games respectively, which was really sick. So yeah, I go and see Nitro and I'm like, yo, really cool. Let me like, so is it cool if I get a picture? You're like, yeah, sure. So yeah, we're playing some more not Guilty Gear. We're playing some more Street Fighter, more Tekken. As we're getting ready to wrap up, I'm like, all right, cool. This is getting not late, but like it's getting around that time. Let me clock out so I can go to my hotel room because I've been carrying all of my stuff for like stupid long. So I'm a bit tired. Let me like start getting ready. Let me start saying my goodbyes and whatnot so I can go to my hotel room, get everything set up, and then, you know, get ready for day one. We're hitting the ground running. Day one. Let's go. And then as I'm getting ready to leave, like, I notice these two guys. It was more like a big group. I noticed this big group. I'm like, man, that's a big group. And then I see a certain two people. I see Mena RD and I see Kaba. And I'm like, yo, is that Mena RD? Is that Kaba? I couldn't remember his name in the moment because of the fact that I was so like just stoked out. So I was like, yo, can I get a picture? I was fanboying. And like, once again, I try not to fanboy because like at the end of the day, these guys are just like, you know, people that play video games and whatnot. So I was trying really hard not to fanboy, but at the same time, I felt incredibly bad right afterwards because like I was like, oh, I didn't say like what's up to Kaba. I never explicitly referenced him by name. I was just like, yo, what's good? Can I get a but I was like, man, my goal, yo, let me get a picture to it. Like, I felt really bad. On the off chance, Kaba, you do listen to this, know that I apologize. This is my formal apology. I'm so sorry I did not like say your name, twin. Like, I straight up was just like, I was just shell shocked. And I really don't even know why. I think it was just the fact that I saw like both you and Mena and the rest of the Bandits like group. And then on top of that, I also saw Brian and Rob and Nitro. I was just like kind of out of it. And James too. So I was like just out of it. So I was like, yo, picture. Let me get a picture. So yeah. Shout out MenRD. Shout out Kaba. Shout out James Chen. Shout out Brian F. Shout out Rob TV. Shout out Nitro. All of those guys are really cool. All of those are like, they're all like really cool people. If you haven't already, like, follow all of their socials and whatnot. Like, give them all of their flowers and everything because they very much do deserve it. All of those guys are incredibly sick, and obviously the FGC is a, like, as Mena would say in finals, which, you know, spoilers. The fighting game, like, the FGC is not just a single person carrying it. It is a collective group of people that make it what it is. That is why it is called the fighting game community, because at the end of the day, we are a giant community. We're a big giant family, which is something that I really fuck with. I really do love. So yeah, I go back to my hotel room. I'm chilling. I'm like, all right, cool. Day 0 out the cut. We're solid. And I also got one of the special badge, like the special Street Fighter badge. I thought I would also brought a shirt too, but no, I didn't. I was just tweaking. So yeah, I also got the special badge too, so it looked really sick. Somebody asked me about it. I was like, yeah, you know, it's the special Street Fighter badge. A bunch of other people have their shit too. So I'm like, yeah, all right, cool. It's cool. We're cool. So yeah, that's day 0. Day 1, we're finally getting to the meat, bones, potatoes, whatever you want to call it. Day 1, right? Day 1. Get to the venue. I get there like pretty late. I want to say around like 10 to 10:30ish, like most likely. I get there late. And you're probably like, what do you mean you get there late? 10 a.m. That's kind of... Nah, I should have been at there like when the day started, because this is EVO. I'm here to hit the ground running. What did I say earlier? I'm here trying to experience everything, and that's exactly what I do. I go out. I immediately hit the museum, because the museum is the thing that I always love checking out and enjoying. Like, I really do enjoy seeing the museum first and foremost, mostly because of the fact of just like, I'm a very big history person. I've said this on multiple separate occasions. I would really like it for my job to be sort of like an FGC historian, because I feel like in learning your history, you learn not only about like the culture more, but you also learn about the people that make that culture and how it will be represented later on in the future. And I feel like we're slowly starting to get to that point of not necessarily the older generation and the old heads being phased out per se, but more just we're getting a lot of younger and younger talent that like necessarily doesn't really know their history, or it isn't their concern. Their concern is to play the video games that they enjoy and to play them well. You know, see Blaz for the Red Bull Kumite, the 15-year-old kid, you know, like 15-year-old what is it, Ryu player, right? Check out not Ending Walker, I think it is Ending Walker. I think he's like 19, like, right? Ending Walker Street Fighter 6. I'm pretty sure he's like a 19-year-old kid, right? I had to look that up real quick. I couldn't remember. Ending Walker, 19 years old. I mean, granted, that doesn't really mean anything because I'm like 21, but still. Oh, the new kid that we just had, Mickey. I think he was like 9 or like 13 or 14. Like, he was born in 2000. I can't do my math right now. So, but like, he was born in 2009 when Street Fighter 4 came out. He's sitting here playing Street Fighter 6 competitively. He has a game and a half's worth of like knowledge for like just the Street Fighter franchise, and he's already on like top place, or like third place, one of the biggest fighting game stages on in the world. And he's like, what, 15? He has to go to school the next day, be like, yo, Mickey, how was your weekend? Yeah, you know, I was just playing some video games. Psych, I won $30,000. I got my flowers. I got my comeuppance. Everybody was cheering for me. Like, dog, you gotta be kidding me, bro. But like, I really enjoy the history of the FGC, and I really do enjoy the people that make up its history. So I want to be able to respect that, and in my opinion, respecting that is knowing it not necessarily in and out, because obviously I have gaps in my memory. I forget a lot of things. I was just talking about how I was blanking over forgetting Kava's name, but I think like embodying that and having it just not even on standby, but just being knowledgeable, I guess is the word that I'm looking for. Being knowledgeable of your history is ultimately what I strive to do and like just have, because you lose that history, you lose a big part of your community, you lose a big part of your culture, and I feel like that ultimately is what the death of culture is, you know, like losing your history and losing everything about it. So, you know, that was a big side tangent. What was I talking about actually? Oh yeah, so day one, you know, I go and check out the history museum of all of the sticks that were used to win EVO and everything, all the special sticks. You know, check out the art gallery, all of that good stuff. It's all really good stuff. Shout out Shinkiro, shout out Shinkiro, the artist, for all of the like SNK and like Street Fighter, Fatal Fury, all of that stuff. You know, that very specific style. There's also, during like that whole museum area, the EVO Moment 37 area, like Daigo Parry moment that Maximilian set up, which was also really cool. I didn't get the chance to try that out because, you know, there was like a fair bit of a line that had it like already, you know, like busy and ready. But I was like, you know, I have the parry down pat, but I have it down pat on my cheater box, like you know, all button stuff, and it was all on stick. So I'm like, I'll come back to this later. I never did, but you know, and that's kind of one of the things that like sucks. There were a lot of things that like I did go to check out, and then some things that I did go to see and I didn't necessarily see. But I was like, yeah, no, I'll go check that out, and then I never did. And I was like, it sucks, but whatever. So yeah, go and check out the museum. Museum's really sick. It has artwork from basically like all of the main stage games, you know, Arxis with both Guilty Gear and Underground Ember, all of the Fatal Fury stuff, the Tekken stuff, Street Fighter stuff, like all of it's really, it's all really good artwork, right? And then, you know, the mainstay EVO stuff that it also has for this week too, a lot of 2XKO stuff, that's up and running, really sick. Go and take a look around. Obviously, you have your mainstays, you have your artist alley, you have your game showcases, you know, 2XKO, Invincible versus, I was about to say Project Owl, Tokon. Tokon was real. I really can't wait for Tokon. Tokon was really good. What else? Tekken, obviously Tekken 8 had its thing, and then there was a bunch of other like smaller showcases. Oh yeah, Side Games, Grand Blue too. It had like its own like little showcase area as well. I almost forgot about that. There's also the Chipotle area too, but that was more like a chill out zone and whatnot. But that's fine. So yeah, go over. There's a lot of really cool stuff. I'm kind of like rambling and trying to remember things. And like I'm scrolling through like the pictures on my phone, but like I'm also kind of realizing I did a lot, but I also didn't document anything. Which like I guess I'm kind of falling into the male trap of like going on a trip and barely taking any pictures. Or like I took pictures, don't get me wrong, but like I never took any pictures of, or I did not take a crazy amount of pictures of the stuff that I initially wanted to talk about, or like that I want to talk about here, which kind of sucks, but like, oh well, you know, we make it through. Oh, Street Fighter, actually, since I'm looking at this now, during the Street Fighter 6 like premiere for Sagat that they had at the thing, right next to it there was a like Jerry, like you know Jerry's bike, Jerry Han's motorcycle that she that she rides, and it was like a full live model for it, which was really cool. I got a bunch of pictures on that. The attendant for it liked the no sponsor, but the attendant for it really liked my Emery Remethal Valentine Windbreaker jacket. You know, shout out Emery. Emery makes some really good stuff, which also I do want to talk about that too. So you know, she was like, "Oh, can I get a couple of pictures with the jacket from the back?" I'm like, "Yo, say less." Boom, boom, boom. I'm flicked up like crazy. I'm getting a bunch of pictures, right? So yeah, oh yeah, Guilty Gear and like just Arxis in general. I forgot they also had their like game panel, game booth, game panel thing too. So yeah, there's that. Once again, looking at the picture now, I'm like it's coming back to memory. So yeah, I'm like, yo, did they get a couple of pictures with the like jacket from the back? Yes sir. Boom, 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 boom. Get flicked up. Next thing I go check out, I'm checking out the Guilty Gear like a portion of the thing too, because it was relatively close. So I'm like, yo, they have the junkyard like at the Soul motorcycle. I think like what is this called? If I could see it, oh yeah, the Fire Wheel Mark II. You know, I take a couple of pictures on that. It was like not on the same level as like the Jerry bike, but like it was still pretty. It was pretty sizable. If it was like a life-size model thing that like you could sit on, then like it would probably be a lot bigger, but still whatever. Take a bunch of pictures on that. I'm like, yes sir. You know, really cool. Go to the Tekken 8 booth. I don't like chill out at the booth, which like is one of the other things that like I kind of regret doing. I didn't really fully check out the Tekken 8 booth, but there were if you guys saw like during the finals for Tekken, the Anna and the Fakuram like cosplayers, you know, they were up at the front thing. I got a picture with them. That was really sick. There's also like when I went to go check out like all of the sticks and everything and whatnot, the job application like fight stick, the 3D printed one, which was very funny to see like in person. Just that entire stand like with the 3D printed like leverless pads and whatnot, that was also really cool. If you haven't already, I really do suggest checking those out. I think I have the card on me somewhere. If I can, I'll try and remember it and like put it down in the description, or like I'll flash it up on screen now. But those guys were really cool. There was like an older lady that was like helping and like talking with me about like the process of like the buildings and whatnot, like building them and everything. I was like, yo, this is really cool, and I really did like the build quality. I'm not like crazy into the like building fight pads and like hitboxes and fight sticks and whatnot. If you want someone that also was at EVO, go check out Nito, because Nito is also really cool. He makes very in-depth content when it comes to like the overall building and like just like what goes into making sticks and everything, which is really sick. I'm trying to get into that now, so I've been watching a lot more of his content too. So yeah, shout out Nito, really cool guy. I'm kind of sad I didn't get a picture with him, which like there were a couple of people that I saw but I didn't get pictures of. Like for example, I went over to the White Claw like Zero booth that they had there around the time that Justin Wong was, I think he was like commentating, or like I guess you can call it commentating. He was commentating over a game of Operator that like some guy was playing, and that was really cool. I really wanted to get a picture with Justin, but obviously, you know, I never got the chance to. And there's also another time, I think on day 2, where I was playing 2xKO, and during my time, I think it actually might have been, I know it was during when I was playing 2xKO. I was playing 2xKO, and someone's like, yo, is that IFC Yipes? Like, and in the corner of my eye, I like flip around, I'm like whiplash, I'm looking, and then like he's right in front, like pretty much, because I'm on the side, like right where the barrier is, on the player 2 side. Like if we're talking about like the actual cabinet, right, I'm on the right side, so there's the dude next to me, the dude next to me, the barrier, you know, like for the stands and whatnot, and then Yipes is taking a picture. And I was so pissed because I was in the middle of, I was doing like a 1st to 10, you know, so I can get my fill in for 2xKO stuff. And Yipes is right there, and he's taking a picture with some dude. And I'm pissed because it's taking every fiber in my being to not get up and be like, yo, Yipes, can I get a picture real quick? Because I'm in the middle of playing 2xKO. However, the dude that I was playing 2xKO with did not know how to play 2xKO, so he's hogging the controls. That's something I want to talk about completely separately. I think it's a very good, very well built tag game. However, trying to force a dual like team system tag stuff into it, horrible. I'm gonna be so real, I think it would be a 10 out of 10 game if that entire concept wasn't even a thing to begin with. But because it is so, it's not even a major thing, so it's like you can play the game solo. It just feels kind of like an afterthought, somewhat. I don't know. So I didn't want to be disrespectful to him and get up mid-set, be like, yo, Yipes, let me get a picture real quick, man. Which really sucks. I did eventually get my picture, but like we'll see in a second like why I'm like also kind of pissed about that one too. But hold on. So I was in the middle of the 2xKO like 1st to 10, which like had an hour-long like wait, which like makes sense. It's a 1st to 10. But because of the fact that the dude that I was playing with didn't know how to play 2xKO, and honestly, I feel like neither of the guys, like nobody except for me, really knew how to play 2xKO. Kind of sucked. Like they all kind of like suck. So I was just like carrying crazy. I'm just like I'm blowing through these guys. Shout out Ari. Shout out my goated Ari, my goated Echo. So yeah, go over. I'm also chilling, like watching Tokon gameplay and stuff as well. But low-key, the timeline's kind of muddied because like once again, as I'm looking through my phone, I'm looking through the photos again. I'm like actually realizing like what the sequence of events actually was. So I'm there at the like for like all of the stuff with like Yipes and everything that happened as I was like playing. But before I even get into like the 1st to 10 line, like I'm sitting there, I'm waiting, I'm like, you know, I'm chilling, I'm because I have my Steam Deck on me too, like just in case I need a quick setup. I think I'm playing through like Deltarune or something, because like the wait for the 1st to 10, obviously it was a while. It was like an hour 30. So I'm waiting, and right as I get up to the line, I'm sitting there, I'm talking with one of the like helpers, trying to figure out like, yo, what's like the best case scenario if I played through all of the demos and whatnot. Like I only played through the first demo for like Project L, 2XKO, whatever you want to call it. Played through the first demo, didn't get in for the second demo. I was trying to figure out if there's a way where if I'm on site, because I was on site for like 2023, and then I even played in the first beta test for that, but I didn't get in for the second one. So I was like, is there a way where I'd be able to have like a guarantee that I'd be able to get in for this next one, the one that's coming up on September 5th, or no, I think September 9th. Tokon is having its beta September 5th. So I'm like, yo, is there any way that I can guarantee get in for the beta on September 9th? And then, like as I'm having that conversation with her, lo and behold, guess who comes out right after finishing plays some Tokon, just all off for it? Sajam himself, the funny burrito worker. If you don't know Sajam, you know Sajam, right? You've seen his face everywhere. Sajam himself pulls up, and I'm like, yo, ain't no way that's Sajam. Yo, I gotta get a fit. Yo, Sajam, what's the word? Let me get a fit. He's like, oh yeah, man, sure, yeah. Super chill guy. If you haven't had the great opportunity of just having to talk or meet Sajam, do yourself a favor, go to an event, make sure that Sajam's there, then go say hi, just talk to him. Cause bro, he's super chill. I think he was walking to get to something else, but I was like, yo, I'm not about to miss this opportunity. Sajam, I gotta get a picture, bro. Just for the one. He's like, yeah, sure, I got you, bro. He was really cool. And then once all of that was done, cause everybody was trying to get a picture, bro, cause it's Sajam. In my opinion, probably one of the modern faces, or one of the faces of the modern FGC, if we're being real. If Maximilian was the classic, not even talking about classic controls, modern controls and whatnot. If Maximilian is the classic face of the FGC, Sajam in my opinion is the modern face of the FGC, if I'm being real. And then that means we get to have a new modern face of the FGC soon. So, hey, hit your boy up. What's word? So yeah, that was really sick. I'm glad I got to see Sajam, because Sajam's a really cool guy. Obviously looked up to him a bunch, watch his content all the time. Shout out to Sajam Slam, shout out just everything that he does. He's a really cool dude. But after everybody was done getting their pictures and whatnot, they was like, yo, who's that guy? And everybody was just kind of baffled and bewildered, but at the same time, I know the people that go and work these events aren't necessarily fans of the content. For some of them, it's just a job that they get assigned to, so it's oh yeah, sure, whatever. So you see a bunch of people bug out about some random white guy, and then it's yo, who is this? And then she even asked me, she's like, who is that? What's his deal? And I'm like, yo, don't even get me started. It's Sajam. I think the exact words that I said was something along the lines of think LeBron if he didn't even need to play basketball to be goated, which is low-key a horrible analogy, but still that's the first thing that came to mind. But it also kind of put into perspective how insane it is to once again just fanboy out about all of these people, and then at the same time not necessarily have a concrete way to describe what they do or what they bring to the community. Because you go and look at Sajam, right? And obviously, he hosts his events and everything. His big claim to fame in recent times is the Sajam Slams, right? But even before that, he was still a very prominent figure in the community. But just for me, I can't even remember when he really became that oh yeah, no, I know Sajam. For Punk, for example, right? I can trace back when I started wholeheartedly following Punk, and it was during Capcom Cup, I think 2017, that one set that he had with Tokido. That's when I was oh, okay, nah, I like this Punk fellow. I'm liking what I see, and I want to follow more of that, right? Or I think that was EVO, actually. I'm mixing up my dates, bro, or I'm mixing up my events. But even then, from that, I'm yo, I like what I see from this guy. I want to see more from him. I can't wait to see how he develops and grows as a player, right? You have that with all of your other top players and everything. If you're in the scene, you follow people, you have that person that like you follow for a while, and you're like, okay, no, I want to see more from this guy. I want to see what he is really capable of, right? CJM obviously came out from like that same general time span of like the 2010s to 2017 and everything, but like I can't even remember when I like really started following CJM, like even loosely. I just was like, oh yeah, yo, CJM uploaded, boom, like, and then that's it. That's all I remember. So yeah, you know, get pictures with CJM, start playing 2xKO. I have 20 minutes, and excuse this footage, right? I'm probably not gonna play through all of it. I have 20 minutes, more like 25-ish minutes of 2xKO. Actually, no, it's more like 30 now that I'm looking back at it. I have like 30 minutes worth of 2xKO footage that I got from my phone. Obviously, it's like it's horribly recorded. I didn't even know if we were allowed to record stuff, so I just have it set up, and then I'm just like, all right, cool. If this works, this works. If I get asked to like not upload it or anything, then you know that's on me or whatever. But like multiple attendants kept coming over and like, you know, was making sure all of our stuff was fine, and my phone was, you know, it's in like clear view because I have my headphones set up as well, like over-ear headphones, like Raycons. I have like over-ear Raycons like that have my phone propped up, like recording everything, and like my phone is like right in between that, and like it's clearly visible because it's like white headphones with a like stark black phone case that's like obviously recording. So it's like I don't know. So like nobody said anything, so I'm gonna assume I'm like in the clear and I'm fine with it, or like I'm okay with it. If I wasn't supposed to upload, then I apologize in advance. You know, like all of this stuff will be like taken down, and then I'll probably like re-upload this with like just oh yeah, this content's not available or something. So yeah, I apologize. So yeah, all the 2xKO footage I get, I check out Artist Alley for a tiny bit, which is also really cool. And then I also see who else? You know, another known commentator that's in Street Fighter 6, Vicious, right? Mr. Joe, which is really cool. Like that was also another. Oh, bro. Let me get a picture. Like, oh, hey, Jeremy, can I get a picture real quick? Oh, yeah, sure, man. Like, once again, everybody in the FGC, really cool. If you're not in the FGC for the people in it and you're just in it for the games, you are 1000% missing out. Because if you don't make connections with the people that also play the games, then you are fundamentally you're not interacting with the community, which is 1/3 of the entire like point of being called the FGC. Actually, half of the like thing, you really think about it, like it's called the fighting game community. Half of that phrase is the community. So yeah. Who else did I see? Oh yeah, I chill out here. I bring your own controller for a fair bit. I don't know why I took this picture. I think I was chilling. Or actually, hold on. No, this is just some random guy. I'm chilling. You know, I'm like relaxed, whatnot. This is over. Oh, I remember. So around this time, I was playing in, what time is this? Yeah, 5. Around this time, I was playing in my City of the Wolves pools because I'd already gotten kicked out of my Street Fighter pools at this point because I barely practiced the game, and then even then, I'm like low masters. I think I'm at like 1300 MR. So I get kicked out like fairly quickly. And also, whilst I'm on this topic, I want you guys' opinion on this, right? So I get kicked out of winner side, right? And I'm like, all right, cool, whatever, fine, it's whatever. I go into my loser side bracket, right? You know, I get ready, everything, like I'm strapped in, and I go to dap the guy up, right? And then he looks at me, but he doesn't acknowledge the fact that I like tried to dap him up, you know, like give him like the good games and everything, whatnot, right? So I'm like, all right, cool, whatever, fine. And like, it's not even like a, oh, no? All right, cool. Like, I hold my hand out. I held it there for a second, and then it's like, all right, no, whatever. It's like, I hold it there for a good, like, 5 seconds, and then he does not move. And I'm like, all right, no, fine. That's the timing we on. I understand. We're in losers. Whatever. Cool. So I get knocked out of losers. I'm like, all right, whatever, fine. And then as I'm, like, setting up, he tries to dap me up, and I'm like, Nah, bro, we're good. You're good. Don't hold that. And he's like, yo, what you mean we're good? You're not gonna dap me up? And I'm like, no, you didn't dap me up when I was trying to start this off. And he's like, oh, nah, I thought we was just getting right into it. And I was like, brother, I held my hand out for 5 seconds straight. And on top of that, I even let the intros rock just to make sure that you saw my hand. And after you moved, we're good. I should not be like, I'm not going to be like the villain because I didn't want to dap you up after that when you didn't want to dap me up beforehand. So I wanted to get your guys' opinion on that. Am I in the wrong for that or no? Because I think I'm like in the clear because I tried to extend my hand out and dap him up earlier beforehand and then he didn't. So I feel like I'm justified in not wanting to dap him up at the end. So I don't know. That's just me though. If you guys have any other thing, please like leave your opinions in the comments because I think I'm in the fine. Like I think I'm fine, but you know, whatever. So yeah, after that, you know, I go and chill. That's when all the stage gym and everything stuff happens because my Street Fighter pools were at 12, and then all of that stuff happens. Like I go see Sage Jam, I go see Vicious, I go play 2XKL, like all of that stuff, and then after that, I go to play my City of the Wolves at 5. However, because half of the bracket for my City of the Wolves pool DQ'd, like I think 13 or 14 people in total DQ'd from the City of the Wolves bracket. I had to sit there and wait like 45 minutes for like an EVO TO, or not even like a TO, but like a staff member to go and like clear everything out and give them like their DQ timers and whatnot, which actually sucked. And mind you, I also don't even play City of the Wolves like that. Like I played it twice during, yeah, I had like 2 different play sessions during the beta. Then I played for it in like my own scene, like my fighting game scene. Played for it in bracket once, brought the game that same day, played it again just to try out like Prisha trial combos, and then I never touched it. So that's like 5 times just playing the game in total, right? And then I'm here on like the biggest world stage ever, and I'm like, I don't have a character that I really like, right? Because like Prisha is cool, but like she feels like she has issues that like I don't really understand. I'm kind of in like a weird situation where it's like known knowns, known unknowns, unknown unknowns. Like I'm kind of in like the unknown unknowns category with Prisha because I feel like there are issues with the character, but obviously every character has issues unless your name is Hotaru or Hokotar, whatever like the little My Shiro Nui kid is, like his name is. But I feel like there are issues with Prisha and like her gameplay like loop and structure, but because I don't play the game, I can't really like say, oh yeah, like there's this, because then I'd just be like, I'd be speaking on my ass and I wouldn't really know what I'm talking about. So it's like whatever. So I don't really have a character that I really like jive with crazy style, right? And then I barely play the game like enough as is, so it's like there probably would be a character that I really do enjoy, but because of the fact that I don't play, I have not like discovered that character yet. And I know that they just dropped Andy. I know that they just dropped Ken on the 5th, like you know, right after EVO. So it's like I could probably play Ken because, you know, like Street Fighter. Once again, another Street Fighter character coming in and making the Street Fighter gameplay loop their entire thing in order to ease in Street Fighter plays. See Akuma Tekken 7. So I'm like, alright, maybe I can try out Ken. If not, maybe I try out D-Gen and then go from there. Like, what? I don't know. So yeah, I had to wait like 45 minutes just for my pools in thing, and then because I barely play the game, obviously I get kicked out of pools. Whatever, I'm fine with that. After that, because you know, like that, I spent like almost an entire hour waiting to play pools, and then I get knocked out of both of my games. I go and I walk around a tiny bit, and then who else do I see but TK Breezy? And I'm like, yo, what are you doing here? Because I know TK Breezy from the Smash scene. So I'm like, I understand, and I know that he's been like branching out and doing a lot more like fighting game related stuff. I haven't like checked up on the dude in like a hot minute, so I don't know what he's doing nowadays, but like I primarily know him and like Hungrybox as well, because he was also there. I saw him during finals. I primarily know the two of them from the Smash team. So I'm like, what are you doing here, my brother? And I'm like, yo, that's cool. Shouts out. I later caught him commentating some stuff at the Tekken 8 booth, and I really wanted to go check it out, but I just straight up forgot to. So yeah, I was just mad surprised. I'm like, yo, TK Breezy, I love you and your stuff with what do you call it? Yerba Tevin, the drinking game stuff. Shout out the drinking game Boondocks. Shout out. I know he did another one. I think it was Jujutsu Kaisen. My memory's failing me. I don't remember. But I'm like, yo, shout out. You're my boy. It's cool seeing you here. So yeah, shout out TK Breezy. Once again, cool guy. Cool dude. Then at the end of the night, you know, I take one last look through Artist Alley because everybody's starting to wrap up. And then there's also at one of these booths, there's a big table that people were drawing on and whatnot. That was also really sick. There should be the video of it playing now because I'm also looking back at that. This was really cool. So yeah, I stayed a tiny bit for the Tokon panel because they were talking about that, and then that's pretty much it. Afterwards, you know, like I went back to my hotel room. I informed like all of my people about like the day that I had, and then, you know, we just chilled out. Honestly, overall, pretty sizable or like pretty serviceable day one. Also, I did do a lot of like buying, obviously, from the Artist Alley and whatnot. Like there was so much stuff brought from the Artist Alley, you have no idea. But yeah, like overall, it was a pretty serviceable day one. Nothing like really too out of the ordinary in terms of what you would expect. Like the one thing that does kind of suck, but like I know like this was going to happen, was the fact that I was not going to make it out of my pools. Like just strictly off of the fact that like the main games, if you can even say that I practice, I barely really play, mostly because of the fact that like I work like super late into the night, so I'm tired, and then I sleep for a majority of the day because of the fact that I'm tired from like working so late at night. So it's like, yeah, nah, this kind of makes sense. It would have been nice for it to not happen the way that it happened, but like it happened that way for a reason, so you know, I can't really do anything about it. And the only thing that I really can do is learn and become a better player, which like was what I spent a majority of day 2 doing as well. I was just grinding out from the BYOC like thing. I also decided to like fully hard like pick up Terry as well. You know, like once again following the footsteps of Brian, I decided to pick up Terry. So yeah, that was pretty much all of day 1. Day 2, I mostly spent trying out games that I either A, was kind of excited for, or B, you know, just like wanted to try out just to try out, as well as, you know, like I just said, the like practicing and like trying to get better for bring your own controller stuff. So yeah, there's that. Tokon, or day 2, right? But Tokon specifically, right? The line, I understand why. The line for Tokon was stupid long. Like, I was standing in that line for about 45 minutes to an hour just so I can get my hands on 10 minutes worth of gameplay. And even then, because of the way that the dude had it, his initial controller set up, and I forgot to remap it, I spent like over 5 minutes just trying to remap and like fighting my own controllers, or like fighting my own controls, which sucks. However, Tokon is a phenomenal game, right? It's a phenomenal game. If you guys haven't already, signed up for the beta test that they're doing, if you have a PlayStation also, sign up for the beta test that they're doing for it. I think it starts September 5th. Obviously, I'm signed up for it. But once again, like with my luck with these things, I'm probably not even going to get in for it. So who knows? Or maybe I will. I hope I get in because it was a really good game, and I really did enjoy it a lot. Doom is a lot of fun, yo. But just Tokon is such a great game. It plays immaculately. Like it's smooth, it's fluid, it's fun, it's energetic. Like the only thing that I'm not a crazy huge fan of was the music, but even then, like it's just more because like I'm a big EDM fan. That's what a fair bit of the tracks from like the Marvel vs. Capcom, like MVC3, like kind of takes inspiration from a lot of like EDM and like house, or not house, but like EDM and like I guess kind of drum and bass. I don't know. It takes like inspiration from a more like electronica-ish sound, and it like Tokon doesn't have that, but like I feel like once they have some more characters that probably will take more musical inspiration from like the electronic scene, then that'll probably be like surfaced over. So who knows? The only other thing that I'm also not like a crazy big fan of is the fact that both Spider-Man and Ghost Rider were in this build as well, which really sucks because like it seems like they're fully playable and fully serviceable in the trailer that they initially showed off. So it's like, I don't know, I'm just saying, like both of them are kind of there, so it would have been really nice to see. But you know, oh well, whatever, it's fine. I also am like, I guess, a tiny bit bumped out that like all of the characters that like we have bar like Miss Marvel, you know, they're from UMVC3. I feel like what my dream lineup probably would have been for like a starting roster for right now, just to try out the demo, right? We have the like main four, right? Doom, or like let's say we do have the main 8, right? We have the main 8 that they showed off from the announcement trailer, right? So Doom, Spider-Man, Doom, Spider-Man, Captain America, Ghost Rider, Iron Man, Miss Marvel, Storm, Star-Lord, and that's it. Yeah, that's it, right? Star-Lord, I'm fine with keeping. Miss Marvel, I'm fine with keeping. And then we keep Tony, Captain America, and Doom. I don't know. Now that I'm like actually saying the point out loud, I kind of don't really know, because I wanted to have like another character that wasn't present in Marvel vs. Capcom, like 3 and Infinite. But hold on, I'm pretty sure Star-Lord was in MVCI, right? Star-Lord, Marvel versus Capcom. I'm pretty sure he was, right? No? No. Okay, he was not. Wait, maybe? I seriously don't remember. Like, was he? No, okay, he was not. I'm tweaking. Okay, yeah, I'm like actually crazy. He was not in Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite. I just straight up don't remember, because like that game feels like such a blur to me. Like I just know it exists and then that's it. But yeah. Okay, so Star-Lord's fine. Miss Marvel's fine. I feel like it would have been nice to have like one more newcomer character along with that lineup too. But honestly, it's fine. They'll probably reveal something before the beta test drops. If it's not Spider-Man and Ghost Rider, I'm going to be very... If we get a basically home version of the build that we played at EVO, low-key, I'm going to be a bit disappointed. But then again, a lot of people didn't have the chance to actually play that build, so it does also make sense to give that as like the first beta build. But I think my main issue is the fact that there was no Spider-Man and there was no Ghost Rider, because I really, really want to see how Spider-Man plays, and low-key, I really want to see how Ghost Rider plays. But that's besides the point. Outside of that, gameplay-wise, Tokon is an incredibly well-built game. If you haven't already signed up for the beta test that they're doing on September 5th, it's an incredibly great game. I really can't wait for that to come out. Next up, because what else do I have on here? And also, obviously, if you couldn't tell, there's a lot more off the cusp, like off script than like I normally do. Like I normally like to actually have like a script, like a pseudo script written down just for like bullet points and whatnot that I want to talk about, but I'm just going like balls to the walls. Like I'm just talking about whatever. Played some more 2XKO, obviously, because like I'm really excited for 2XKO when this game drops, because like it kind of ticks off every box that I would want for a like tag fighter. My only issue is the fact that it is from the League property. If this was not a League property and it was like their own original characters or something, like obviously it would not hit as hard, but just the fact that like, because gameplay is good, music's good, like art direction, art animation outside of the Vi Super, all of that immaculate, especially on top of the fact that they're going back and changing old like champion supers to have them fit in line with their design philosophy for like supers like going forward, which I think is really sick, and they really didn't even have to do that. That's really cool, and I'm a really big fan of that. So all of that, like they're still adding stuff to the game. Darius, he has a projectile a lot like now, which I'm honestly not a crazy huge fan of. Like the more that this game like comes out, the more that I understand why it's been taking so long for it to like actually be in our hands. But at the same time, I feel like if they just went with this soft launch approach a lot earlier in the game's lifespan and decided to continuously update it and change the game like that, then I feel like it would have been a lot. They would have been able to kill the heat that 2XKO has been getting a lot earlier on. And I think probably like in a perfect world, 2XKO like soft launches last year, right? They constantly have their EVO boosts and everything, and then they use EVO as the points to like, you know, show off new things and whatnot, or they just do what like Hades was doing with like their constant blog updates and like keeping people in the loop and like doing like champ teasers and whatnot. I can't speak, bro. So yeah, because the fact that like Vi and Jinx have just now been shown off, I think is kind of crazy. But at the same time, I feel like it would have been really cool if, because Katarina also, I was talking like with one of my buddies, Katarina, who was initially like in the super early builds for the game, and like seemed like she was completely like, or not completely done obviously because it was an early build of the game, which is also the build that we saw that Jinx was eventually going to be in the game. She still has not been shown off yet, which I think is insane, because if they scrapped Katarina, that like, if they scrapped Katarina, who's like pretty much already like in a playable state, judging by the fact that she, you know, like she was in engine, she was moving, she was like fighting and whatnot, like that raises so many other questions, because then that really turns into a what have you guys been doing for the like from so long ago, because it takes like abysmally long for a champion to come out, obviously because of the fact that they want it to be perfect, but like being perfect is like unachievable. It's something that you cannot make, so you just always have to settle for good enough. But if Katarina got scrapped, and then we've only had because who's come out so far? Braum, Alari, Jinx, and Vi, right? Yes. Hold on. I'm like 90% certain that's who we've gotten so far. Okay, yeah, because the main starting, Yasuo too. That's who. Okay, yeah. That's, or no, actually, I think I'm tweaking again. Right? I feel like I'm tweaking again. Okay, I know base roster. Obviously, we had Echo, Darius, Ari. Didn't have Braum, so I'm like 90% certain, because I remember they showed off Yasuo during an EVO build. I think that was during EVO 23, and then they did Braum, Alawi, or no, I think it was Alawi Braum. One of those two. It was Alawi Braum or Braum Alawi, Jinx, then Vi. So we still have Katarina, and then just I would want Set. Who else do I really want in the game actually? Like Katarina, obviously, but she has to be like put into the game. Set. I feel like it would be a really good thing to do their own rendition of one of the arcane characters. So either Mel or what's her name? Mel's mother, like I can't remember her name right now, but you guys know who I'm talking about. I was about to say Vanessa. No, I straight up can't. I straight up can't remember it. But we do need, like, I would like another Noxus rep, or a Noxus rep. I was about to say another one, thinking that we have one, but we don't, because I'm pretty sure Darius is something else. I don't know. I don't follow League like that, and I'm not like crazy big on it even to begin with. I've only watched Arcane, and that's about it. So that's all of the info that I'm kind of going off of. But there are a lot, obviously, because of the fact that Arcane is like 100, or not Arcane, League has like over 130 like characters and whatnot. You're not getting 130 characters in this game, obviously. But I've like, once again, people are going to, oh, my character is so special, my character is so cool, we need to have like them in the game. And then it's like, what's that one, the not Yordle, or I think it might be a Yordle, I don't know, but like it's like some small thing, tank fee, whatever, it's something stupid looking. They're gonna be like, oh, my character is so special, my character is so cool, he needs to be in Project L, and here's like the moveset, trust me guys, like I'm the ideas guy, you gotta trust me on this one. So yeah, I played a lot more 2xKO. Vi also, I forgot to mention that. Vi plays like very cool, like she does a lot of damage, she's very sick. That's kind of all I really like have to say like about her. Like, she's cool, she's probably not gonna be for me. I think the team that I'm gonna stick out with for the time being now, until like another character that I really enjoy catches my eye, is most likely going to be like Ari Echo, Ari Point Echo Anchor. But oh well. I stayed here for the showcase that they were doing. I wasn't on camera for this, which sucks. I was here for the music showcase that they were doing for this because I'm a really big fan of the music. Like, if it's not playing already, this is like a note for editing me. Either Ari or like Echo's theme or someone's theme from the game should be getting played right now. I also got a picture of the Jinx cosplayer that they had on hand, which is really cool. Yup. Oh, here we go. Invincible Versus. This is a game that I initially did not care that much about. But after getting my hands on it and like playing it and trying it out, and like also seeing how crazy the glare is on like this footage, honestly, I don't want to say I'm excited for it, but I'm looking forward to seeing what it has in store. Because honestly, I think the main thing that I really need in order to make this game like really click for me is motion inputs. And I was even talking with one of the developers, because that, like, I think that day, because this is day, this is day 2. On day 1, they were like, we hear you guys, we're adding motion inputs to Invincible Versus. And I was like, yo, that's actually really sick if they go through with that. So I was even asking, I asked one of the devs, I was like, yo, this is probably a long shot, I know you guys on Twitter, you just made the announcement that like motion controls are going to be in the game. Are you going to do it in a similar, like, my question was, are you going to do it in a style like Street Fighter 6 and how it has its modern controls and simple controls? Or are you going to do it in a style more like Grand Blue Fantasy Versus, where, or like Versus Rising, where it has the two interchangeably, but like you're still able to do it? So like how Grand Blue does it is it has a special button, and then that special button does the move. So neutral is like your fireball, back is like your Tatsu, forward is like your DP, and then down is like Denjin charge or whatever, right? And then he was like, oh yeah, no, we're probably going to do it in like a what do you call it, like Street Fighter 6, you know, like simple and modern control style like that. And I was like, all right, cool, that makes sense. I really can't wait for that. Outside of that, this game is a lot of fun. Thank you for trying, like, thank you for playing it and whatnot. Yeah, that was cool. It was just overall a really cool game. This, I think, is this a line for Tokon? I think. I don't remember what this is. This, yeah, no, okay, so yeah, this is the line for Tokon. And then the footage earlier that I got in the day was just me, like, close by watching some dude play Tokon. And then this is the 2xKO line for the first, alright, for the first hit 3 set. Alright, It's coming back to me now. This is me watching them. This, or actually no, because this is when I was still in line. Yeah. And then this is me watching the dudes in front. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. More art from Artist Alley stuff. Shout out this JP cosplayer. The picture should be up on screen now. Shout out this JP cosplayer. Really cool dude. That's really it. I'm a fan of cosplayers. Like, honestly, if I could, I would be doing a lot more cosplaying. Like going to the events, like going to these events and tournaments and whatnot. I would be doing so much more cosplay. But like, honestly, it takes a completely different skill set, bar from actually playing the games, to like getting the cosplaying. Like, which honestly really sucks because I want to do so much stuff, but like, it takes so many different skill sets that like you would need lifetimes in order to like get like just decent at it, right? Like cosplaying, being like incredibly good at fighting games, developing like music, like composing, and then like mastering, mixing, like making music and whatnot. Like all of this stuff takes years worth of experience that you have to dedicate yourself to. But if you do that, then obviously you're going to not be able to be as good as you would want, like, or at least like by my standards. I'm not gonna be allowed to be as good as I want for like the other stuff, because like I'm a very big fan. Like, I'm a big fan of cosplaying, and I'm a big fan of like art, and expression, showing yourself, and like being able to show off like what you can do in talents other than playing video games. That's why we have commentators, that's why we have artists, that's why we have like cosplayers, people like this, and I really want to be able to be a part of that and show off by like adding to it as well, like, you know, cosplaying, drawing, doing things like that. However, I put pen to paper, it looks like garbage. I have no skills whatsoever, nor do I have the equipment to like cosplay the things that I would want to, right? Like, if I were to go and do a cosplay, like I would have to buy, because I've been also like doing a lot of research on like people upgrading their cosplays and whatnot, and like normally how it goes is like they buy it from like a secondhand shop or something, and then they're like, all right, cool, here's how I turned my cosplay to look from this. I use like Valk's fur, and then like wireframe to glue the ears on together, and then I use like EVA foam, and then an exact knife to like cut out like everything. It takes so much time and effort that like I would not be able to have, on top of also wanting to get good at making music, playing video games, like drawing, like doing all of this stuff, and still having like a job. I would not be able to do all of this stuff, so which like sucks. But yeah, just long-winded tangent aside, I really enjoy cosplayers. I really enjoy what they do for the community. I really like everything that all of the people that make the entire community a thing, obviously. So yeah, there's that. So shout out to JP cosplayer. Also shout out Ratio, right? Names are escaping me. I went and checked out the Ratio panel that he was doing with another producer. Straight up, I'm like blanking on the other guy's name, and I'm low-key really pissed because I know it, and I said it, and then I was like, yo, I can't remember. Is this combo? Hold on. Yeah, okay, yes, Kamane. That's who. Kamane and Raisho, or like Raisho, yeah. Kamane and Raisho, they had their ArcSys booth, where they were like signing off postcards for the Izumi like demo and gameplay like trailer and whatnot, which I, once again, like going off of that statement from earlier, I really want to get back into playing. I was about to say like Project L. I really want to get back into playing Under Night in Birth, but because of the skill ceiling being like, or the skill floor being so high from what I'm normally like accustomed to, I just haven't had the time to like dedicate myself and play the game and like play at a level that I like really want to. But yeah, Ratio, really cool. Once again, one of the goats when it comes to just mixing, mastering, editing, or like just music in general, composing, all of that stuff. If you don't know Ratio, you know Ratio, because if you heard one of his songs before, just in any corner of like YouTube, like when it comes to music, like, and just like when it comes to needing background music, the top two goats for any and all genres, right? Like no matter what, you go to a YouTube video, chances are you're going to hear like something from Under Night in Birth or something from the Persona series. No in between. Like you'll be in, because this even happened to me, right? Little story. It was like late night. I'm watching a Spider-Man, I think like swinging video on how they were able to, like the history of like how they did the Spider-Man swinging from like the like early Japan stuff that they're doing all the way up to like the movie CGI stuff that they're doing now. And when they were doing the Tobey Maguire section for like those Spider-Man movies, like the 2000 Spider-Man movies, I hear a very familiar jazz tune, and I'm like, and then I'm like, yo, it's 3 in the morning. I'm like, cause I was starting to like fade out already. Like I'm getting ready to go to sleep, and I hear that, and like my ears perk up. I jump out of my seat, and I'm like, there's no way Burning Men's Soul, if it's not playing right now, because yo, just Burning Men's Soul is the goofiest Persona song. It's not even a Persona song, it's a Persona Trinity song, right? But Burning Men's Soul is the goofiest Persona song to ever come out and be put into the giant like zeitgeist that is the Persona franchise, right? And I heard that in a random Spider-Man swinging video that has nothing to do with, it doesn't even have anything to do with video games. It's in a completely different medium. So I heard that, and then I was like, yo, we cannot be and it was a jazz rendition of it too. Like it wasn't the original like song itself. It was a jazz rendition of it. And I was like, yo, why is this here of all places? So story aside, right? You've heard a Ratio track before, like you've heard his stuff before. So yeah, that was really cool. I think day 2. This is also when the I think it was either it was Gear. The Abole stuff happened. Like I faintly knew about it. Like I heard about it. I don't really care because I stopped caring about like what happens in like the Gear scene and whatnot, because I haven't played Gear in like literal years. I still really want to try out Lucy. Like when she drops, I still need to I need to try out Lucy, and I need to try out Unica. And then they also did have the 2.0 trailer as well, which also looks really cool too. They teased Jam and Robokai, if I'm not mistaken, which I really can't wait to see the 2 of those. So yeah, Jam, Robokai, 2.0 for Strive. They're probably gonna do another 5 character, or they're probably gonna do a 4. Hopefully it's a 5 character patch. Making the callouts right now, it's gonna be Jam, Kai, Kumhe Hyum, and then Jam, Kai, Kumhe Hyum, Raven, Answer. That's what I would like that 5-man lineup to be. Hopefully, if not, like whoever they drop, School. Actually, okay, no, hold on. Jam, Robokai, Kumhe Hyum, Answer, a new character. And then I think that I'm in the clear for that. Because if I'm being real, I think we have not had any new characters. Like, well, okay, we did have Unica. Like, that's fine, right? But Unica, if you even want to really call her a new character, she's more or less like a tie-in character because she was for the anime first and then joined the game. So there's that. But like, for all intents and purposes, she is a new character, right? That's fine. Which, by the way, I still do need to like finish watching Dual Riders. I think I watched like the first 2 episodes and was like, all right, cool, and then I just haven't watched it yet. So yeah, she's like more of a tiny character. But when you look at all of the new characters that we've got from Guilty Gear Strive, and then compare them to the rest of the characters, which obviously, you know, Guilty Gear is a legacy game, right? Like, it has a legacy cast, so obviously it's going to pull from the legacy cast. But like, I want to see a lot more characters, and I feel like the next Guilty Gear game that we get is probably going to be that, because a lot of the legacy characters in this game, a lot of their story arcs and whatnot are like kind of like ending. So, you know, Soul gave up his gear powers, Kai gave up his kingship to Dizzy, if I remember correctly. Axel and Eno, they've like patched up and they're like getting together, right? You know, like all of this stuff is happening that's like kind of signaling the end for like this like era of Guilty Gear, which is really nice. I really can't wait to see that. The entirety of Dual Riders, if memory serves right, or at least like from like the trailers and everything, and from what I saw, was like propping up Sin to sort of become a fuller, like a more full character, and like sort of taking on the role that Soul, and, you know, like filling in the shoes of Soul and Kai, because he's sort of being propped up to be the next like main character. Obviously Ram still has a long way to go. Like all of the Gear siblings, they have a long way to go in terms of their characterization, and now that they're out of their era of like learning from the previous generation, they can take what they've learned, put it into their own like way, or like put it into a way that they would like extrapolate it and then like go out to the world and then like, you know, repeat the cycle. That's what a lot of the second story for Guilty Gear for like Ram, like it was big on Ram characterization. Dual Riders was big on Sin characterization. Alpha didn't get anything like crazy, but like still, you know, her character like persists and thrives out throughout like time and space and whatnot. So yeah, I just want to see more new characters, because we've so far only had like Nagoriyuki, Giovanna, Gold Lewis, which like granted didn't really do anything like crazy. Who else? Like Unica, and then I'm not calling Lucy a new character because she's a guest character, so there's not. I think that's it, honestly. If I'm forgetting anybody, like, please, actually, I'm gonna try and see, like, I'm looking right now, like, if I'm forgetting. Oh, Happy Chaos. Do I want to? Yeah, I'll call Chaos a new character, even though we did get like mentions of him in the Exert story mode. But like, he, for all intents and purposes, he is a new character. I think that's really it though, right? Yeah, Nago, Geo, Gold Lewis, Chaos. I'm not calling. Alright, I'm gonna be real. I'm not calling Asuka a new character. He's been in the games for like mad long. I'm not calling him a new character. Same with Bedman. Yeah, Unica. Yeah, that's it. 5 characters. We've had 5 characters out of the 4 years. 5 new characters in the 4 years that this game has been like a thing. Which, like, now that I'm like looking at it, like, that's kind of not crazy per se, because I'm looking at like all of the DLC and whatnot. Like Guilty Gear had a very small starting roster, which also, that's another thing that I want to go try out. They had a Guilty Gear like arcade cabinet that was on one of the older patches. I think it was on the patch that had like, it just added Happy Chaos or something. It was way before they started adding like the new moves and whatnot, but it was like not super early to where it didn't have any DLC. And I played like Ram, and dude, it felt so good not being inhibited by like how slow the character felt. Like I'm a big Ram fan, right? Don't get me wrong. I like, I'm just not a huge fan of the direction that they've been taking your character like as of late, which really sucks. So like, just playing that old school Ram from like those old patches, like, yo, that felt like it's so much fun. It felt like shackles were like, I finally got free from like shackles, yo. It was just it was cool. And also just the fact that they even had that to begin with, that was also a really cool thing. I really want to see more arcade cabinets, and even though I know it takes like a lot of power and whatnot, and not just power, but like it takes a lot of resources in order to make arcade cabinets of like something like that. I would really like to see more arcade cabinets of like older builds of games, or just allow players to have access to older builds of games so that we can actually see the developmental history of them, so that people aren't like, oh, why was X, Y, and Z such an issue? And it's like you can quite literally just go back and like test it out and try it. I understand why, especially for live service games, why we like, you know, need to keep everybody on the same like path and like on the same page, but at the same time, I really want to go and like, oh, why was Happy Chaos such a huge issue during like his season 1, like during launch and whatnot? And it's like you just seeing it is a completely different thing from experiencing it yourself. So yeah, like I just want to be able to experience the games as like they were during certain times. So yeah, that's pretty much all I did during day 2. Like the ratio thing, if I'm not mistaken, and like, you know, more chilling out at Artist Alley, Brio ROC, everything like that. Like that's all I really did. Once again, another pretty solid day, like all things considered. Nothing too crazy. Didn't really like do anything else like outside of the hotel room, you know, chilling with friends, chilling with some more people, like, you know, getting some games and whatnot. That's pretty much it. So yeah, and then day 3. Ooh, day 3 finals. My finals honestly was like pretty meh, all things considered, mostly because of the fact that I just did like one last lineup of like checking out arcade parts, which like I said earlier when I was talking about Nito, I really do want to get into like arcade stick modding, and just like I want to get more into the hardware aspect of like building and like using arcade sticks and everything. But once again, I just simply don't have the time to, so it's like, all right, yeah, no, I'm gonna shit out of luck. I you know, I have to play a thing and then like just only really, I don't necessarily have to only focus onto that single aspect, but like if I know my thing works and I know I'm fine with using it like as it is been presented to me and as it's been like intended, I don't really have any other crazy issues with it, so I'm fine with it like there. But I want to get into like simple mods, right? Like for a while before like my Quamba my Quamba Obsidian 2 just like sort of stopped working like as it used to, I've really wanted to get different buttons for it, and I think I've said this before. I really want concave buttons, I'm pretty sure. Yeah. I really wanted to get like concave buttons for it, because I really do enjoy how they feel. And I'm just also a really big fan of like having the like groove and divot from it. So what I was initially going to do is buy like some 30M like concave buttons with like different colors on it that have the like strip, because I'm primarily a Street Fighter player. I was going to have like the different like button strings for each one. So, you know, like blue for lights, yellow for mediums, and then like red for heavy. And then I was going to have like different shades of the colors also be it too, but I just haven't gotten into like, you know, stick modding and like all of that stuff, because that's a completely different aspect of the FGC that you would have to dedicate yourself, or at the very least like you have to be a lot more knowledgeable on, because you're playing with fire here. Like these are $300 like most of the time. These are like pretty expensive things that you're like messing around with, so if you mess up, that's a fair bit of change like that you gotta like put back in your pocket. But yeah, outside of that, I want to go check out hitboxes, you know, like the hitbox booth, because I haven't really messed with like hitboxes a crazy amount. I play leverless, I play on the Razer Kitsune, as that's what I was introduced to for leverless back in 2023, so that's what I played. A lot of the EVO buttons, a lot of the EVO what do you call it, like ball tops, which were cool. A lot of guiltier buttons and like specialty buttons from like that half of it.
once again, really sick. I am kind of sad I didn't get the chance to go and buy like any hardware parts or anything, but like I'm fine for the most part. I don't necessarily need any like hardware or anything. I'm fine on the hardware aspect of it. Yeah, tried out Sagat again for like the 4th time in a row, and as I was trying out Sagat for the 4th time or the 3rd time in a row, excuse me, I ran into Jim Crofts, which was really cool. Once again, you don't know Jim Crofts, older dude in the scene. He does a lot more of like, I guess, messing around. Like, he's very low key. Not low key, because obviously he is still a very big name. But he's like, I can't really describe his content because he sort of like just does whatever he wants, if I'm being real. Like, he'll go and be like, alright, cool. Why was this character of Marvel vs. Capcom 2 such a major issue? Like, he's pretty explanatory in like his stuff, and he's just a cool guy. Like, just a cool guy. So yeah, shout out Jim Crofts. If I'm not mistaken, him and Yipes were the only 2 people that I got pictures of for day 3. Which honestly I'm kind of fine with. However, what pisses me off about the Yipes picture, right? And this is less of a like Yipes thing and more of a me thing, was because of the fact that like I was like in a frenzy to look for Yipes, right? And Justin too, but like I know I have a lot more of a chance to see Justin than I do Yipes, because like even like, Justin has more of, I don't want to say an aura per se, but more like he's a lot easier to spot out than Yipes in like bigger crowds, if you ask me. So excuse me. So I was like, if I need to, I can just find Justin, right? But like Yipes, I gotta look for that dude. So we finished up Street Fighter. This is like going like way into the future, so I'm gonna backtrack right after this. I finished up Street Fighter, and like the finals are going, everybody's cheering, you know, like having a grandiose time and whatnot. Meta wins it, and as we're getting ready to go and like, you know, do the final send-offs and whatnot, Yipes comes up in like the like front row, and I'm like, oh shit, that's Yipes, yo, I got it, cause I think like his girlfriend or his wife or something was like a couple rows ahead of me, and like as we were all crowding up, like, you know, she's like chilling out, and then like he goes up to her, like, you know, they like talk and whatnot, and he's like getting ready to go and try and get in the picture. I'm like, oh shit, yo, that's Yipes, yo, I've been looking for you for that long, really cool guy. Is it cool if I get a picture? You know, obviously Yipes being a cool dude, he's like, oh yeah, sure bro, what's up? And then in my frenzy of trying to get a picture, because I was like rushing, because I really didn't want to be in his way, because everybody was like lining up in order to do like the big photo, like a big photo op at the end. I take a bogus picture. It's all blurry. It looks like it's bad. It should be up right now, bro. Like, I was just in a rush to try and get this thing off, and I was so pissed when I saw it back. And then you'll see, like, from all of the other pictures, normally like I take 2 pictures to make sure everything was like solid and fine, and that I have something else to look back at. But I only took 1 picture because I was just trying not to be in his way. So yeah, I was just really pissed that like I fumbled that badly. And I'm like, alright, cool, whatever, it's fine. Whatever, we're chilling, right? So it's fine. I come back, you know, it's whatever, but just Yipes, shout out Yipes. Like, I'm a big Yipes fan, bro. Alright, big Yipes fan. But outside of that, let's reel it back. Let's rewind back to the actual thing. What else did I do? The Brook fight stick that they had. I used a bit of this. I liked it a lot. I think my only issue with it is the fact that it needs to be a tiny bit bigger. Oh, alright. Here's the big thing actually. I sat in for Tekken. I was technically on venue for what was it, City of the Wolves. Like, so I was at the venue since like they started doing City of the Wolves, but I didn't really sit in for that because I didn't really care like a crazy amount. Shout out Goichi, by the way, you know, congratulations to him for winning City of the Wolves. So I sit in for Tekken, right? Tekken C, I have, as you can see from this video, like not horrible, but like also pretty solid because I'm in like the front row. We're chilling, you know, I'm chilling, I'm watching Tekken, and it's who is this? JDCR, yeah. This is JDCR versus ATF. This was a really good game. Everybody's chilling. The Chikurin, the Chikurin winners like match that he had against Arslan Ash was hype. And I'm not an Arslan Ash fan, right? Mostly because I'm just like Tekken, like I said earlier, right now is kind of like in a very weird spot because it's like everybody's playing Nina. You do 1-2 dash into like the freest 50-50 mix ever, and it's like, yo, that's kind of lame. And then Arslan Ash does the same thing. Arslan Ash does the same thing with Nina as well. It's like 1-2 50-50 into whatever, and then once you get opened up, you get like your combo or whatnot. Like you get your that weird like full circle like low that like I think like one of the sisters has, whatever. That's pretty much it, right? But Chikurin had people cheering and screaming, yo.
Chikurin! 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 Oh my fucking god. Yo.
Who's gonna make it?
Oh, nice.
Going in. Doesn't duck it this time. Tags a blow.
Oh, fuck. Sidestep. Oh.
Sidestep of his own.
Oh.
Don't use yours.
Ooh. Oh, fuck. Come on, come on, come on. Come on, come on. Come on. Come on. Nice. Nice break. Oh, my fucking. Oh! Oh! Ah!
God! If you guys saw Tekken when it was live, then you would have seen when this dude Chikurin lost, how bro in the cowboy hat, he was livid, which was really funny. Because like they like on, I don't know if they did it for like in stream, but for us, they immediately cut to this dude like who's pissed, and I'm like, yo, get this man on stage now, cause I haven't seen Tekken be this hype since in like forever, which was really funny. So yeah, that was some Tekken. That was some Tekken. And then this is grand finals actually. This video, which is also another funny thing. Grand finals is Arslan Ash. I don't know why I keep like dog. Yo, it's Arslan Ash versus ATF, right? And the dude that's like a fair bit rose up for me, because if you guys know Tekken, you know that this is like the matchup that always happens. It's always Arslan Ash versus ATF, right? So it's always super boring. And what made it even more boring is the fact that they're both playing Nina. Like, it's a Nina ditto. So everybody is like groaning, we're sighing, we're booing. Like everybody's just on their phone, like doing something else, right? And this dude, a couple rows ahead of me, he's playing Uinb. And I'm like, yeah, you know, this is just funny. I'm like, yo, you're here in front of me playing Uinb because of how boring Grand Finals is.
Niggas over here playing Uinb because of how fucking boring like finals is, yo. We can't be serious. Man, this grid is boring as fuck. Motherfucker gotta get his derby in. I'm weak. Nigga gotta get his derby in. Shit, boy to hell.
Bro, we can't be serious right now. And just as like a little joke, I'm gonna post that on TikTok. Cause I'm like, oh yeah, whatever. It's you know, it's just funny. Like, just dude playing Uinb in Grands. That's really funny. And then that like thing, that reel ends up getting like over 14,000 views. Now, if you guys know me, you know I'm really not a fan of short form content, right? I couldn't care less about it. I think it's really stupid. But the fact that like that got like so much traction and everything from it, I was like, oh, I wasn't ready for that, bro. Yeah, okay, cool. So yeah, just short form content I'm not a crazy big fan on, but just just everything about it was like kind of really funny, because it was just all people that was like, oh yeah, honestly, he's making the right decision. He's playing a way better game. He's doing something a lot better than watching this boring ass set. And I'm like, he's not wrong. So yeah, I'm like, all right, you know, whatever. It's funny. It was just funny that it got so much traction and views from like so many different people, especially because of the fact that like it was Uinb of all things. Like, it could have been any other game. Like, I feel like it would have been even better if it was something like not even like something better than Uinb, but like you put any game in that scenario or situation, and I feel like people are still going to be like, yeah, that makes sense. Like, oh yeah, nah, dude's playing Geometry Dash. Like, okay, yeah, that makes sense. Like, oh, dude's playing Meat and Fall Kingdom, like 3. Like, yeah, nah, that makes sense. Like, it's just mad boring. It's a boring grand final set. And then obviously Arslan Ash took it because, of course, he did. And then I think what's really like, what I'm not a big fan of is when they do the player, like, what is it? The player commentary, or like the speech that they give like the champions at the end. I'm not like a crazy big fan on that. Like, I don't know, because I am in some instances and I'm not. Because obviously, in like some cases, you have 2017 Taquito. You know, fighting games are something truly great, right? That is a quote that everybody in the community lives by. But then you have like Arslan Ash's speech where he's like, oh, you know, thank you ATIVs, like, or thank you AT if I like copied your style, like, you know, you're just such a good player. It felt kind of not disingenuous per se, but more just like, come on, bro, are we serious? And then I think what made it like also like pretty like sour is not immediately, but like it was probably more like in joking fun. AT's post like or ATIV, he posts like a you know, second place, like, oh man, I can't believe like this happened. Like, you know, gold is always like, oh yeah, haha, I did it. Bronze is like, whatever, I take what I can get. Second place is like, you were right there to take it, and then you like fumbled and you didn't. And then that, like, second place is the worst place to ever be in, because you are not the worst. You're not the worst of the best. You're not the best of the best. You're the best of the worst. Like, that, I think that, wait, I think I messed it up, right? First is the best of the best. Third is the worst of the best? Yeah. Third is the worst of the best. And then second is the best of the worst. Or whatever. However that's supposed to go. I can't remember right now. But yeah, I saw that on his Twitter, and then I was like, oh man, I feel bad, yo. But yeah, just Tekken, it had its own issues. Whatever, it's fine. We also got the announcement that EVO next year is going to be June 26th to June 28th, which once again, you will see me out there. So, you know, if you see me, holler at your boy, tell me, like, say what's up. I'm probably gonna actually like be a lot more present in terms of like doing content here for that, like when that rolls around. So yeah, we're getting a year of content, ladies and gentlemen, so you better be ready for that. I also think what's really funny is the Sea Viper trailer got leaked earlier, so everybody was kind of expecting that, but the swimsuit trailer didn't. And I forget who this guy is. Like him and Rob TV, when they were up like doing like the showcase for it and everything, he's like, yo, Capcom just gave us the go ahead for another trailer. And then my best friend, he's like, yo, I'm calling it right now, they're dropping CVS 3 later tonight, because they were doing the Ken stuff, and then, like, you know,
Ken and Chun-Li are going to be in Fatal Fury, and then like Terry and Mai are in Street Fighter 6. They have to be dropping like CVS sometime soon, like, and it's gonna be tonight. I'm like, man, you're a clown, you ain't dropping nothing. And then they drop the Capcom just gave us the go ahead for another trailer.
Yo?
Absolutely.
The fuck is this? The fuck is this?
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm too excited, I gotta say it. Capcom Gonjo, and we got another trailer.
Oh! 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 Holy shit! Yo! Fucking god! I swear to fucking god! Yo! Holy shit! Holy shit! Holy shit! No way! No way! No way! No way! No way! No way! Yeah! No fucking way! No fucking way! No way! No! Oh! Yes! Yes! Woo! Yes! Woo!
Like, yo! No way, no way, no way, no way, no way. And then it's the Susu stuff. I'm like, oh, thank God. Because I was terrified that they dropped CVS 3 and I looked like the biggest clown in history. Because I was so like, oh, they're not dropping CVS 3, bro. Be so real. If they drop that, I suggest, you about to be looking mad goofy, so I suggest you grab Sora and Donald. Get the whole trio set up. I would have been the goofy one if they dropped CVS 3 that night. I would have jumped out of my seat. Like, so yeah. All of the music production for all of the intros and everything was also really good. Street Fighter, really good. It was, yo, Street Fighter was good. Shout out Mickey. Shout out Mickey. That's low-key kind of the new GOAT, I guess. This, oh my god. Dude, looking back at it now, this stare down for finals? Yeah, winners finals. This stare down for Kakeru and Mena, that was so, like, dude, you're not getting any, like, bro, you're not getting ore farmers like this in any other game. Everybody else, they're not, it's not that they're soft per se, but like, you're not getting aura farming like this in any other like community or whatnot, bro. Because like Meta is just Meta's low-key the person to like pull a stunt like that, and then like Kakeru has the composure to like take it. So it's just it's like unstoppable force, immovable object. So Meta walks up, he's hyping himself up. He get ready to do this. Like you can even see it. He's clapping and whatnot, and everybody's like, oh, yo, all right, cool. And then the thing that makes it really sick too is that Kakeru was the one that he initiated it. So it's like, oh, Kakeru was staring him down. He's getting ready, and then Meta throws his bag down at the seat. He's like, they're getting ready to fight. It looks like a UFC stare down there, getting ready to fight. Like, yo, Kakeru just staring him dead in his face. Meta moving around, like breathing out hard. Like, I know Kakeru, like, damn, dude, breathing hard as hell, bro. I'm just trying to make this shit look cool. Like, bro, it was so sick seeing that live.
Worthy challenger.
Yo.
Oh my god, dude. Everything about that was just so sick, man. It was such an amazing winners final. It was just an amazing set all around. I could care less the fact that Kakeru went 0-6. I don't care. Just the fact that like that even happened to begin with is so nasty. Like, to begin with, like, still Kakeru going 0-6 I think is wild because he cleaned up everybody else in that bracket. But you just can't stop the bull. You can't stop the bull. JP got on red. You can't stop the bull. So yeah, there's that. Really, it was super hype. Really hype.
Street Fighter 6. My main gripe, and I feel like this is a conversation we need to have like as a community as a large, is I'm kind of not a crazy big fan of the idea of having these multiple EVOs that everybody, because it's a worldwide event, right? I'm not a huge fan of having these multiple EVOs that people are able to go to and clean up in vastly different regions that are not theirs. Because if you don't know, Meta RD won EVO Japan last year, right? Or like whatever. I think no, not last year, this year. Whatever, right? He won EVO Japan this year, which is fine. That's cool. However, him taking EVO Japan, and then Kakeru was also the one that like had to stop him from taking like EVO Japan. So pretty much the same thing that happened like in Tekken, but just in two completely different tournaments now, instead of being like year after year. So Kakeru sees him and went like grand finals for EVO Japan. They fight it out. Menardi wins. He's the EVO Japan champion for the year, right? Roll around to EVO Las Vegas, like the EVO. And then the same thing happens, same narrative, grand finals. Menardi takes it. He's the EVO champion for this year, right? But my thing is that making whole different regional EVOs, right? The whole thing of that is to like facilitate newer players to come up from a scene that is not necessarily like shown a spotlight on, and to kind of nurture that scene up more. Because the next one that they're doing is in France, and then I think the one after that is in Singapore. But my question is now, what is stopping Meta from going to France or going to Singapore and then doing the same thing that he did in Japan and just cleaning up there, and then making him the EVO, like, just the EVO champion hands down, like, for the entire Japan, America, France, Singapore, and then like whatever one they want. I don't want to say like, oh yeah, we need to limit people who limit the people who are allowed to go to like the certain regions. Don't get me wrong, but I feel like we need to also have that discussion of like, when is it okay to allow people to like still be able to compete. I don't know, like, I don't know how I want to word this to like necessarily get my point across, but like through how like what I'm saying, I feel like the general idea that I want to try and convey is still like there, if that makes sense. Like, I'm fine that Meta won both EVO Japan and like EVO Las Vegas, but I just have an issue with the fact that it was EVO Japan and EVO Vegas, and in like, you know, EVO Vegas, this is supposed to be like the event, like everybody comes here in order to like do this. I feel like we should have EVO Japan be for all of the people who strictly are in like the Japan region, Singapore for those who are strictly in like the Singaporean region or like whatever, or like just close to that, and then France for the people in the French region, and then like EVO Japan or like EVO Vegas is the one that everybody flies out to in order to really crown the best of the best, which I think is also, I think I had this in like another episode if I'm not like mistaken, when they initially announced the idea of having multiple EVOs. I brought up the thing of it kind of diluting the name for a bit, because now that you have these multiple EVOs, what necessarily separates them from all like having weight to them? Because in introducing multiple EVO brackets, France, Japan, Vegas, Singapore, like whichever one you want to have, now does the like EVO champion from a, I guess, lesser known region, for lack of a better term, is he still on the same par as the EVO champion that won like Vegas that year or Japan that year? Because for everybody who knows, like, Japan is one of the strongest, like probably the strongest region when it comes to Street Fighter, and Vegas has the best of the best all competing for that like championship title, or you know, like for that trophy. So does the EVO champion for a lesser known region still stand on that same weight as like those who were battling out some of the best on the planet, or does that dilute it because of the fact that there's multiple different EVOs? And I saw a really good tweet that like someone said the lesser EVOs like Japan, like Singapore, France, and everything, those are more on the cusp of like big, like huge regionals or like huge majors, and then like EVO Vegas is like a world like champion title thing, which is nice. But I would also like for EVO to make that distinction itself, because it also doesn't even like the same production value and everything obviously does not go into EVO Japan, EVO like Singapore, EVO France, like as the ones for EVO Vegas does, because there's just like simply a lot more eyes on EVO Vegas. So it's like everything that you do kind of makes it seem like this is the main one that you want people to focus on, but you're also not explicitly saying that like all of these ones are lesser ones in order to not dilute the like feeling that the winners of those ones get. And also having people fly out from completely different regions in order to win those ones also kind of like muddies the water a bit too, because nothing, like how we just saw, nothing is stopping meta from going to one of the strongest regions in the world, cleaning that up, then coming back, waiting a couple months, then going to like EVO Vegas, cleaning up that bracket, and then like having both of those trophies within the same year. Obviously, because of the fact that he is a strong player, he deserves it. But what's stopping him from doing like I just said earlier, doing the same thing, going to France and then like doing that, or going to Singapore, doing that, going to whatever one that they have next year and doing that? Like, I don't know. I'm just not like crazy big. Excuse me. I'm not like crazy big on the idea of like traveling out super far just to get a like title and then like going from there. But at the same time, that's kind of what all of the Japanese players do. But there's a different prestige to it, so it kind of makes more sense for them to travel out to Vegas and like things in order to do that. I don't know. I'm just not like, it's a muddy and like slippery conversation to have in like the greater FGC, but I would very much want to be a part of that conversation and see where it goes, because I think like once that gets hashed out and people have, you know, like once things are hashed out and like we have more of a concrete idea of what can be done, then I feel like, you know, things would be a lot more less contrived and whatnot. But overall, like, the finals was really good. At the end, I like, you know, because I'm hyped up, you know, I just got done with the like, yo, you're free now, which is also like history lesson. Shout out Team Spookies. If you don't know, when they did their streams for EVO and whatnot, like back when it was still grassroots, it's like that's also another thing that I wanted to like ask. I guess, like, are you guys more of a fan of when EVO was, I guess, like broke and more grassroots, or like are you a fan of this more higher production value, like I guess sort of not sterilized per se, but like higher production value, more like sponsors, people watching, like I guess corporate filled like EVO? Are you into this more like grassroots, everybody, you know, knows everybody, like our trophies are made out of like cardboards and like one of our top games are being played in like bathroom stalls because we didn't have anywhere else to put it? Like, shout out Mr.Top Players, by the way. But yeah, nah, I'm hyped up because, you know, we're doing the like, oh, you're free now, shout out Team Spookies, like that whole tradition, which is another thing that like you need to know your history so you can appreciate it a lot more. We're doing that, like I'm just got done with that and everybody's leaving, and we're all like, all right, cool, yeah, now let's bounce. And then like in that video that I posted on TikTok, another one, I'm like, yo, do whatever you gotta do, go to your local scenes, go to your monthly scenes, go to your regional scenes, like support like artists, support your cosplayers, whatever. Like just play fighting games. The top 3 things in order to like really be a part of the scene is you just simply play the games. It don't matter if you go 0-2. It don't matter if you're a killer in your region. It don't matter if you're there just to fill a bracket. You go to one against the top player, but you clean up like everywhere else back home. Doesn't matter. So long as you're in your brackets, you show up for your brackets too. That's a huge one. I don't want to sit there and wait 45 minutes just to play City of the Wolves and then get washed, right? Show up for your brackets and play in them. That's all that matters. Like obviously, 2, you have fun. If you're not having fun playing the game, if you're not having fun having discussions about the game, why are you even here in the first place? You have to be able to enjoy what the game brings and fundamentally understand what you, not even fundamentally understand what you're enjoying, but just have an enjoyment of the things that you are like consuming, and then like have taste, have preferences, know what you like, what you don't like, and be able to eloquently say that to others, right? And then be able to have that discussion, but just have fun. That's a very important thing, right? So long as you have fun, that's another thing. And then last but not least, this is incredibly important, take a shower. Please wash your ass. Please make sure that you're like scrubbing with soap and water, right? It does not matter. So you can like, those are the 3 things that you can do. You can skip out on the other 2, but the main thing is if you're going to go to a major scene or like just a like scene in general, shower, wash, make sure that you smell like you don't smell. Make sure that you do not smell, right? Get some cologne, get some like deodorant, like just make sure that you do anything in your power to make like that you do not smell. You can be the nicest person ever. You can be like the worst. You can be the nicest person to drop out on the scene, give freebies, give tips, throw games for like top players, right? Whatever. You can be the nicest person in the scene. You can be the worst person in the scene, right? You can be an absolute like horrible person, right? You kick babies for fun, right? You be throwing hands with puppies. It don't matter, but make sure that you do not smell, because if you are a good or bad person, right, and you're a bad person, you don't have fun playing your video game, and then on top of that you smell, someone's going to fight you. Someone is going to have to fight you, bro, because like that's the main thing. And when I was making that video, like because I was like hyped up off of adrenaline, or not even adrenaline, I don't know what I'm talking about. Well, like I was just hyped up. I was recording that video. Out the corner of like the top of my eye, I see some dude, like he's like, yeah, this dude's spitting, like he does the finger wag thing. I'm like, yeah, bro, we know what we're talking about, bro. Like go shower. Make sure that you like before you get to the venue, shower. Once you come back like from the venue, shower, and then you go to bed. Wake up, shower, go to the venue, chill out, like make sure you have some deodorant or some cologne or something on, and then when you get back to the venue, or like when you come like back to the hotel, back home, whatever, then you shower, rinse, repeat. Like emphasis on the rinse, right? We shower, we brush our teeth, we floss, right? We scrape our tongues. We make sure that we are practicing good hygiene, because when everybody is in like super close quarters and everything, we gotta sit right next to each other in order to play our video games. I do not want the reason why I lose is because you smelled like you were swimming in straight sewage water for 30 hours straight. Like, because if I lose off of that and I like straight up can't stand the way that you smell, and I lose because I'm way too like, granted, this is on me for focusing on the like fact that my opponent smells like hot dookie, like literal doo-doo water, but like if I lose my game because of that, we're fighting afterwards. Like I straight up, I'm being so serious. Like if you smell bad and I lose because of the fact that you smell bad, you don't know how to practice good hygiene, I'm throwing hands. I'm throwing hands, like straight up. But yeah, all that like being said, like that was my EVO experience pretty much. Oh yeah, I almost forgot to mention actually. Not Lily Pichu. Both RDC World and Corey Genji were there too. Like I saw Corey, which really pissed me off because I think I was waiting in line for Sagat for day 1 to try him out, and the guy that has the dog that plays Tekken, because I saw him too, which I knew of him, but like I was like, I don't play Tekken like that, so like I was just, oh, he's cool. So I saw him, and I'm like, oh, it's the dog guy. Shout out. And then he's taking a picture with some dude with like thing. I don't remember if it was like Poofy or someone, but I'm like, oh, that's cool. Shout out, you know, like whatever. I think it, like, I know for a fact it was Corey, but I don't remember if he had like poofy hair or whatever. But he takes a picture, and I noticed that he takes a picture, and then I'm like, oh, that's all right, cool. That's the dog guy. Like, shout out. Okay, no, it was, yeah, it was Corey. So he takes a picture, dude has poofy hair. I'm like, oh, okay, that's Corey Kenshin, shout out. And then after, I'm like, oh yeah, you know, that's the dog guy, whatever. I'm scrolling Twitter when I come back from thing that next, like the day of, and I see it on the dude's Twitter, and I'm like, yo, that's Corey! Like, I literally saw him in the thing, and I'm like, I'm so pissed because it didn't register in, like, it didn't register to me until like way later, and I was like, yo, are we serious right now? Like, cause getting a picture with Corey would have been so sick as well. Getting a picture with RDC World would have been so sick, but like, still, I was just low-key like, shout out. And I don't care what anybody says about like all of the like stuff about like him being a horrible boyfriend or whatever. I don't care. That's not any of my business. That's not any of your business, right? I feel like in this day and age of being in the internet and whatnot, like, people have to remember that like nobody is owed anything, and also nobody is owed anything, and we are too entwined into everybody else's business that we don't, or that we do not remember that at the end of the day we do not personally know these people, and that we need to stop trying to stick our noses into their personal business and whatnot. Like, even if it's made public, it's not our job to try and like sit there and fight battles that like don't need to be fought, or to try and be soldiers in wars that like will have, not even won't have a clear winner, but just straight up don't need to be fought, like I just said. Because honestly, I could care less about like if he was being a good boyfriend or a bad boyfriend. I don't care, right? Like, it's not for me to worry about, because at the end of the day, it's not like I'm gonna go out and date this dude. Like, it's not like I'm gonna try and get into a relationship with Corey and then sit there and be like, oh man, so and so was right, he's such a bad boyfriend. Like, no, that's not for me to worry about. Like, dude can sit there and make content, do whatever he wants. That's cool, so long as he's not hurting anybody like physically, or doing anything illegal or whatnot, or like jeopardizing the health of others or like himself, then like we're cool, we're chill. And also just straight up not being a weirdo, like, or like a crazy weirdo, like, okay, that's fine, we're chill. So yeah, that's pretty much it. That was my EVO experience. Honestly, it was a lot of fun. So much fun, in fact. I seriously can't wait for next year. Immediately after this, I'm going to Anime NYC, which really sucks because I burnt so much cash on like little trinkets and whatnot from like the artist alleys and everything. So it's like, I don't know how I'm gonna sit there and manage. Well, actually, Anime NYC for me is going to be just more of like a chill out, just try and go like meet people, like be a fan of anime stuff, because this is the main convention that I wanted to go to. So yeah, Anime NYC is next up on my list. I'll let you guys know how that goes, or I might not. I don't know. You'll definitely see it though, like on my Instagram and on my Twitter. Go check that out. Go follow me. Like, shoot me a DM, whatever. Like I said earlier, leave a comment on this video. You know, all that good jazz, all that good nasty stuff. Thank you so much for tuning in. This is a long recording. This is over 2 hours long, yo. Thanks so much for tuning in. I really, here it was. Thanks so much for tuning. I found like a keychain that I was looking for earlier. My bad. I keep rambling. I keep saying the same thing over and over again. Thank you so much. I really do appreciate it. I promise I'm going to come out with another video, like specifically talking about like why it takes me so long to actually like sit down and do content, because looking back at it, it's really funny to have like I'm back from making content video. I don't drop anything for like another 4 months, and then I dropped this like randomly, and then it's like, oh, why I haven't been making content video. So yeah, I'm gonna actually come with a legitimate explanation for everything, and then I will try and get back into it. Like, the main issue is just the fact that like I work super late, and then like I'm kind of wired into being a night owl, so like I don't go to bed till like 10 a.m. and then like I sleep until like 5, and then I work at 6, so I get ready at like from 5 to 6, and then like boom. Honestly, I might just start doing like super late night streams of like Zenless dailies, or like playing fighting games or whatnot, or just like doing other stuff, just so I can like say that I am a streamer, and then like go from there. But you know, we'll wait and see. We'll see how that goes. But yeah, all things considered, once again, thanks so much for tuning in. I really do love you guys. Appreciate it. Follow down the socials below. That's pretty much it. Like I said earlier, go to your locals, go to your tournaments. If you don't have a local scene, try and make a local scene if you really do want. I swear it really is as easy as getting a couple of setups, getting some people over, and learning how to work start.gg. Which even then is not crazy hard, because it like automates a good like 60% of the work for you. Make a local scene if you don't have one. Like, get a couple of friends over. Like, you can even do it online. Like, get into a Discord server and then just like play games. If you want to learn a game, I swear it is as simple as looking for a YouTube video or getting into a server and learning about that game. Like, please do not let your anxiety or your fears about anything, from the learning curve of the game to the community that is attached to it, or anything, stop you from enjoying something that you think will be a memorable time and a memorable experience. And even if it's just for a little while, even if it's just for like an hour or two, like, or like 30 minutes, just still try and get some time in. Maybe if you're having issues like learning how to DP, spend like 5-10 minutes just sitting in training mode or something, like trying to DP or anything, or like just get into a call and then do it like with a friend that like you're idled with. Just like just engage in the community in some way, shape, or form. Engage mindfully in the community, mind you. Don't, because like I can say engage in the community, and then like someone's going to be like, oh, I think Harada is stupid because I don't know, Harada is stupid because he's stupid, and then like that's gonna, you know, still technically like mindfully engage in the community, right? Like add something of like try and add something of worth and value to the community. Like that, yeah, that's really it. Love you guys. Thank you so much. Be safe, be mindful. You know, just enjoy life, because after this I'm very much enjoying life a lot more. Yeah, that's all. Follow the socials. I'll see you guys in the next one. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'll see you all in the next Fighting Game Follies episode.
Hey yo, real quick, we just finished up. Y'all already know what I'm about to tell y'all niggas. Y'all already know what the move is. Go to EVO, go to your locals, go to other shit. Support your local scenes, support your regional scenes, your monthly scenes, your weekly scenes, whatever you gotta do in order to get some games in. Get a pad in your hand, get a leverless in your pad, like in your hand, get a stick in your hand, do whatever the fuck you gotta do. Play your games. It don't matter if you go 0-2 in every bracket. It don't matter if you're a killer in your fucking region. It don't matter if you're just some random that's out there filling out the fucking bracket. Go to your locals, go to your pools, go to your tournaments. Don't pull no fuck shit, obviously. Have fun. Have fun. Go to your scenes and take a fucking shower. That's a big thing. Take a shower. You can be a dickhead, but you gotta smell decent. Take a fucking shower, please. That's it.